next on All Access.
The Patriots kicked off the start of the new league year with a bang. Hello and welcome to Patriots All Access, presented by GEICO. I'm Scott Zolak, subbing in for Steve Burton. Many expected an aggressive approach by New England when free agency began, but few could expect how they dominated the process right out of the chute. Dan Roach recaps a wild week in Foxborough.
After a subpar season, change was brewing at Gillette Stadium.
What is Cam gonna do? That's funny. I would not have wanted it any other way.
A reshaping of the roster began with the return of Cam Newton. And when free agency began, Bill Belichick struck early and often. Tight end was a position of need, and the Pats quickly struck, signing two of the best, Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry.
One of the most exciting days in my life, one of the most thrilling days in my life, man. Just to be able to start a new chapter.
Super pumped to be able to come to New England, be a Patriot, and then also to join Jonnu. It's going to be awesome. So I feel like we complement each other well.
The Pats hauled in two wideouts, Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne.
The first day in the building, I could feel how natural our connection was between the players. First time meeting each other, it was just natural energy, positive energy. So I feel like it's going to be an awesome year, man. I can't wait.
On D, the run-porous line was shored up with Henry Anderson and Devon Godchaux, while the pass rush was addressed with the addition of Matthew Judon. Meanwhile, defensive back Jalen Mills is on board and thrilled to be playing for the coach, expressing that to him directly on his first day in the building.
I just said, Coach, you're a legend to me. I'm happy to be here. And then he was just like saying, man, happy for you to be here. Can't wait to get going and coach you up.
From new faces to old faces, O-line anchor David Andrews is back, James White, Lawrence Guy, and Dietrich Wise too, while Kyle Van Noy and Ted Karras returned from Miami. Saying goodbye, three-time Super Bowl champ Patrick Chung retired, while Joe Thuney signed with the Chiefs. What is clear is that the organization was not happy with 7 and 9, all the way from the top, and Robert Kraft through Bill Belichick. And Zoe, they've certainly addressed it in a big-time way, something we've never really seen here. It was pretty fun to watch.
Not my time covering the team, Dan, but the big question, too, with OTAs, practices, everything being up in the air, and they said this offseason could be similar to last offseason, how important is it for all these new guys to ingratiate themselves, not only locally here into the community, but to get around players, get their timing down, get the work done on their own? Yeah,
a lot of players. Kendrick Bourne, for instance, said he just dove into the playbook. That's the first thing that he did. And now we're seeing a lot of players gather on the West Coast with Jarrett Stidham. Cam Newton has shown up there too. A lot of the wide receivers all trying to get together on the same page. And we know, Zoe, how important that is under Bill Belichick to get the playbook down, to get to know each other so that when they come in, whenever they can start again with OTAs all the way through, they're on the same page, ready to go, because it's certainly going to take some time to come together on the field.
All right, good stuff, Danny. And Josh McDaniels, I'm sure he's excited adding all these new plays and players. We'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this.
Coming up on All Access.
Hats off to Patrick Chung. We'll explain. But first, a conversation with Patriots captain David Andrews.
Yeah, we're definitely excited, me and my wife. This is our home. Our heart's here, and excited to get back and go to work.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Pepsi. That's what I like. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the New England Patriots. And by Putnam Investments. Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots. Proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off. And by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots.
I'm Lauren Spencer with your latest social media minute, coming off an action-packed first week of free agency. Nike Belichick was at it again as the Patriots wasted no time signing a number of top free agents last week. You may remember him from this time last year when he stole the show during the 2020 virtual draft, but we like to think he's continued to do his job this offseason. Nike wasn't the only one making waves on social, however, as the Patriots' newest acquisitions left the internet with plenty to be excited about. And judging by the volume of memes and eyes emojis, it certainly showed. We saw the return of some familiar faces in Ted Karras, Trent Brown, and Kyle Van Noy that had their teammates all fired up on social. And we also said goodbye to 10-year Patriots veteran Patrick Chung this week as he took to Instagram to announce his retirement. In other social media news, we're taking a trip back in time to 2001. Twitter and Instagram didn't exist back then, but now they do thanks to @PatsTimeMachine. These new Patriots accounts are operating 20 years after their time, so be sure to follow along. We can't wait to see how this season unfolds. That's all for the latest Social Media Minute. I'm Lauren Spencer.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Joining me now, Center David Andrews, team captain David Andrews. And Dave, I want to go back to about a week ago. And I think there was a perception out there, and some of your teammates even alluded to, hey, it was great playing with you. You are back. How excited are you to be back?
Yeah, we're definitely excited, me and my wife. You know, this is our home. You know, our heart's here, and excited to get back and go to work. You know, obviously a lot of new faces coming in, and then we got the rookies coming in. So excited to get back, meet everybody, and get this train rolling.
Was it a stressful process, free agency, and you lose a good friend like Joe Thuney to the Kansas City Chiefs, and you guys played a lot of games, a lot of tough snaps together, a lot of big games together?
Unfortunately, yeah, it's just part of it, right? Every year. I've never been in the position as a free agent. And hated losing Joe. It's just part of it, though. You know, he's been my wingman for 5 years, and he deserves every ounce of what he got. And he kind of said his piece on Instagram, and he did. He gave us his all, every week, every practice, every game, and damn proud to call him a teammate.
Good to get Trent Brown back, and I say that from a continuity standpoint. And you know how important it is to have those same 5 guys up front, especially throughout the course of a 16-game, 17-game maybe season next year. Yeah,
I think we've made a pretty good addition to our offensive line. Between him, Ted, got Mike coming back, Shaq obviously, Isaiah. So we got a really good group of guys. But now we just got to go to work and build this thing again. It's part of it every year. But good to have a lot of familiarity in the room and kind of know how we operate.
Not to bring up last year, but last year was not fun for a multitude of reasons. Whether it was the pandemic, playing not in front of fans, just having a 7-9 record, which is not acceptable around here. How exciting were you to find the type of moves, or to see the type of moves that were made to sort of respond to what we need to do and what was not acceptable a year ago?
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely the start of turning this thing around. Part of the reason why I wanted to come back, is to right this ship and get it to where we need to be going. But it's all kind of said and done if we don't really put the work in and go back there and get this thing rolling, build on it, and just become the best team we can be.
Excited to hopefully play in front of fans again?
Yeah. I mean, I've been around, the stadium a little bit, and kind of, they got a lot of people coming in and out getting this vaccine, so. Hopefully we're able to have some fans. I know TD's kind of opening it up here soon. So, it's an awesome environment to have fans in, obviously.
Sure.
And, love you in the fourth quarter. So,
yeah.
Hopefully.
We love you snapping the ball.
Hopefully we'll get that back here soon. So
we will.
It's one of the greatest fan bases in sports. So look forward to that.
Well, it's always great seeing you, buddy. Welcome back. I'm glad you're back. Team captain David Andrews, your center David Andrews. More of Patriots All Access. We'll return right after this.
Congratulations to Patrick Chung, who formally announced his retirement earlier this week. Chung played 11 seasons, 10 with the Patriots, and helping the franchise win 3 Super Bowl titles. High praise for Chung's Patriots career came from owner Robert Kraft, who noted a relentless work ethic that earned the respect from coaches and teammates, as well as head coach Bill Belichick, who called Chung one of the pillars of the program and in the upper echelon of the many greats I've had the privilege to coach.
I'm Megan O'Brien, and I'm pleased to be joined by one of the newest members of the New England Patriots, Nelson Agholor. Nelson, welcome to Foxborough.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
What was your first impression of walking into the doors at Gillette Stadium?
Felt real. Just felt amazing, and I think when you walked in, you realized why this place is so special as soon as you walked in. So I'm excited to be here.
What made you realize that?
Well, it's in your face for one. Yeah, you get to see the history on the walls. You get to see some of the special players that played here. And then you kind of see all the championships and, it's a pretty cool feeling.
It's been a busy couple of days here for the Patriots with free agency starting, and they've been in on the mix, and you're a part of that. How does that make you feel that you've been a part of this free agency class?
It's a beautiful feeling. I know that, Coach Belichick and this staff and this organization had a plan in free agency. And to be a part of that means the world. And I'm just excited to just get to work.
What do Patriots fans need to know about Nelson Agholor?
I love the game of football. And I love, the family atmosphere of football. That's one thing special about me. I'm here for, the love of the game and then the enjoyment of being able to do this.
All right, Nelson, lots to look forward to. You are officially a member of the New England Patriots, and we're excited to have you here in Foxborough.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be back with more on Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Pepsi. That's what I like. Pepsi, official soft drink of the New England Patriots. By Putnam Investments. Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots. Proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off. By Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. And by AdCare. If you or a loved one is struggling with drugs or alcohol, AdCare can help. Call 1-800-ALCOHOL.
Happy to be here with Brandon King to get my hair cut for Saving by Shaving to support Boston Children's Hospital, and want to thank Granite for their leadership in promoting this and giving me the opportunity to participate. So, Brandon, cut away. See those gray hairs there, Brandon? That's from 3rd and Long. That's the best part. Well, that's shorter than it's been in a while. Thanks, Brandon. Happy to partner with Boston Children's Hospital and Granite. Thank you.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access here inside our Bob's Discount Furniture Studios. Here are my two good buddies. It's great seeing you again, Mike Reese, obviously, and Paul Perillo. And guys, a lot of moves have been made, and there's a lot of time up until the draft. As it's constituted right now, with the moves that were made at the quarterback position, and I'll start with you, Mike, can they compete?
I like how he shakes it up. He knows Steve usually starts with you. He's like, he wants to keep us on our toes.
Well, I'm not Steve, so.
So they can compete. I think here in New England, though, the bar is higher than just competing. It's can they win Super Bowls? And I think the jury is still out on that.
Yeah, I would agree with Mike. I don't think there's any question with all the moves they've made, they've improved the team and they can compete. I don't know if Cam Newton has made that similar improvement, though, and that's what we're going to have to wait to, hopefully we'll get to see a little in the spring. If not, we'll wait till training camp, Mike, and we'll see if the improvement of the weapons around Cam Newton have improved him. But from what we saw last year, Zoe, I'm a little skeptical on that.
Yeah, and I think we all are, but just real quick, one more on the quarterback here, and specifically Cam, because that's the main guy we saw last year. If this really was the plan, meaning this is going to be Cam's team moving forward, don't you think in November or December they would do the extension then as opposed to allowed him to sit out there and then they hurry up and sign him prior to free agency?
I see exactly what you're saying, Zoe, and I think what they wanted to do was take their time to see what the other options were. Like, how do we feel about Ryan Fitzpatrick? Would Jimmy Garoppolo shake free? Marcus Mariota, would he be available? Any of the other, Andy Dalton. And I think when they looked at those and said, you know what? We don't like our options compared to Cam and something else, and that might be a young quarterback.
Yeah,
Paul.
I agree with Mike, and I also think, Zoe, if you had extended Cam Newton back in November, as you say, does that discourage potentially somebody from wanting to come and sign here? If you could make a move to get a veteran, well, you already extended Cam Newton. Why am I going to sign? I want to go somewhere where I'm going to be the starter, not necessarily compete to be the starter. And I agree with Mike. I still think there will be another quarterback on the roster. I think it's going to be in the draft. We still have.
You think they'll move up?
Well, I would love to see them be aggressive and move up. And with all the moves they made, Zoe, doesn't it make a little bit more sense that you don't have as many holes to fill because of all the holes that you did fill in free agency? Maybe we can sacrifice a pick or two and slide up.
Would you feel better if they moved up? That means they targeted their guy instead of sitting there at 15 and taking whatever falls to them.
That's when you always feel better, when Bill goes and gets his guy versus trades back because he has a group of guys that he's comfortable with any of those particular guys.
Hightower, Chandler Jones.
Yeah. All right, speaking of getting our guy, I'm going to start with you, Paul. The guy you're most excited about that they've signed and why?
Yeah, there's so many guys to pick from. To me, I'm intrigued by the tight ends. A couple of reasons. One, first and foremost, it's just a position that was, really, really negligent the last couple of years. They had no real options. All due respect to Ryan Izzo, a seventh-round pick who I think gave you everything he had out there, just didn't have the ability to get Smith and Henry like this. I think you have an opportunity to go back to the offense that you've really had a lot of success with two tight ends. I'm not comparing these guys to Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez because, with all due respect to those guys, they're not as good as their predecessors.
You can even go to Watson and Graham.
Right,
I mean,
but it does give you an opportunity to use those packages and allow you to sort of adjust to whatever the defense wants to do. You don't have to line up and hope the defense adjusts to you. You can adjust to whatever the defense does.
And I would have picked the tight ends because to me that's the most exciting part of this. But I'm going to flip to the other side of the ball, guys, and I'm going to give you the reason I'm going to say Henry Anderson for two reasons. Number one, I think he's a Patriot type signing, which is different from the tight ends, the receivers, where they paid so much money. 2 years, $7 million. Okay. Patriots had trouble stopping the run last year. Zoe, you're up in the radio booth.
Yeah.
How frustrating was that to watch?
Big holes in the middle.
This guy is a good player. They got him at a good price. I have some doubts, guys, about the money the Patriots have spent in free agency. This is not the way you want to do it. You want to draft, develop, and re-sign. So I think, to me, I like the price and what Henry Anderson represents as a good run
Not to
stopper.
say that he's Anthony Pleasant, but from a stature standpoint, a big down inside guy.
Yeah, and a versatile guy, too. Another, Patriot trait that we've seen over the years. And what did you talk about earlier in the week, Mike? You can put me anywhere from 9 technique all the way to the inside. Yes. He's done it all, 3-4 sets, 4-3 sets. Just to run stuff, right? This is a guy, you weren't giving me credit. You were giving me credit. I love this guy. I love it.
You nailed it a month and a half ago, and Reese had it's Cam and somebody else.
Right.
So you guys are all over it. All right, guys, great stuff. For Paul Perillo, Mike Reese, I'm Scott Zolak. We'll see you in about a month on the next Patriots All Access. Thanks for joining us.